This is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 7 in season number 5 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We are here at the Rockingham Speedway in Rockingham, North Carolina, one of the classic racetracks you go to here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series for the Barq 400, a 60-lap race around this 1.017-mile speedway, and it should be a good one here around one of the many intermediate tracks we have during the season. These guys are going to be going a little slower than they normally do, however, due to the fact that this racetrack in particular does have a lot of crashes if you have them going too fast. So the strength is set a little bit lower than it normally is, 93% to be exact, which is one of the lowest we have in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. But that will definitely not take away from any action we'll see here today. It should still be a great race. We'll have pit stops, and it should be better than the truck race yesterday, because I think we'll probably get some more passing in these Cup cars. Just going to have to see what happens. Let's go ahead and give these guys a roll-off here. And on the bottom of your screen, you're going to see the starting lineup here for today's race. Starting on the pole here, we got Josh Crash in the number 15. Alongside him, it's part-time driver Dan Smith Jr. in the 35. Matt Tuck. He was running up front in the truck race yesterday. He starts third alongside Michael DeFeo. We got ourselves the 47 of Stuart Breton and the 6 of Caleb Hoffman starting in row number 3. William Barq, a part-time driver, and John Nicky in row number 4. Eric Almenard and Garrett Tenor round out the top 10 starting positions here at the Rockingham Speedway. Make sure everybody's rolling off, and they are. So we're going to get this one started right here. You see the rest of the starting grid scrolling up there, and then the CFACS. 42 drivers in the field. It's a 60-lap race and a little over 60 miles here for this one here in the Barq 400. My apologies for the cough there. Base car is pulled off, and we're ready to get this one started at the Rock. We're green flag racing in the Barq 400. And Josh Crash with a great jump on Dan Smith Jr. for the lead. Matt Tuck going for second underneath the 35. These guys are going to be going a lot faster here in these Cup cars than they did in the trucks yesterday. So the action should definitely pick up a lot better than yesterday's race. But Josh Crash pulling away in the number 15. Matt Tuck running in second place. And Caleb Hoffman here in the number 6. Going for third underneath the 35 of Dan Smith Jr. Got Michael DeFeo back in here in the 20. The 35 stuck on the outside here. The outside's not really the best place to be. However, you can get it to work down the backstretch. And sometimes you can clear the inside line heading into 3 if you get a good enough run down the backstretch. But still, when we're all bunched up like this, it's kind of hard to get that run to the inside because we got so many guys trying to get to that inside. Anyways, with all the battling going on for second between Matt Tuck and Caleb Hoffman, the 15 of Josh Crash is pulling away. The number 15 has won here before when Justine Terrace drove this car in season number 3. We had a second race later in the season, in season number 3. And Justine Terrace was not a chase driver at the time, but she was able to pull it off here at this racetrack. So the 15 knows its way to victory lane here at the Rock. Matt Tuck under fire here from Caleb Hoffman. And Josh Crash has almost opened up a second lead on second place. And they're just battling like crazy for second place right now. Because of that, keep on getting slowed down. And 15's able to pull away from it. William Barq is up to 4th place. Another part-time driver, Dan Smith Jr., trying to hold on to 5th, I should say. But Almenard's going to get to the inside of him in the number 10. Here comes Bryce Lofor in the 41. And these guys really get a good run on the bottom lane through turn number 1 and 2. Turns 1 and 2, I should say. Anyways, Matt Tuck and Caleb Hoffman have kind of split themselves away from the rest of the pack here. And now they have their eyes set on the number 15 of Josh Crash. And they are slowly closing in here on lap 6 of 60 here at the Rock. Look back in here, you see Matt Dalio. Won at Las Vegas earlier this season. He's already in the chase. We got a lot of guys who haven't won yet back in here, like Cameron Gaju, Heritage Larvin Alonso, Tristan Allen, Trey Barto. And a lot of guys back in here who would love to get a win before the chase begins to make themselves get into the chase. See, John Art, he already has a win this season in the number 95. He's kind of falling back on the outside a little bit there, but does not have much to worry about. You may notice a couple more custom schemes than normal. There's Seth Cole with a custom scheme now in the number 83. And I've been thinking about this whole custom schemes thing, and I was thinking, you know what, I'm just going to completely ban them, you know, we're not going to have them anymore. But then I thought, I think what really frustrates me is getting them midway through the season. So for season number 6, whenever that'll end up being, I will allow custom cars, and I might actually encourage them, but you're going to have to send them in before the season starts. If you don't send them in before the season starts, you're not going to get it. I think what really did frustrate me this whole time was the fact that they came in midway through the season, and that's what's happened with most of these, and I just kind of don't like doing that. But I'll have it set next year where you can have custom schemes, but you got to send them to me before the season begins. So, a little compromise there, and hopefully you guys are okay with that. But anyways, Josh Crash has led every lap so far, but don't expect him to stay out front for too much longer, because these guys are closing in really fast, and these guys are pretty good. And I think it's going to be easier to pass in these Cup cars than the trucks yesterday. Kind of noticed there that Sam Cannon's kind of dominated that one at the end of that one. Congratulations to him, by the way, on that win. Nice win for that small part-time team there. But I think it's easier to pass in these Cup cars than it is in the trucks. And because of that, I think Josh Crash is going to be passed for the lead here shortly. Well, doesn't look like he's going to, because we just had a crash down the back, deep in the field. Matt Dalio and Tristan Allen around down the backstretch in our first caution here at Rockingham. Fortunately, did not happen 2 laps into the race. Had a nice, decently sized green flag run there to start that one. Jesse Turner looks like he was involved in the 43. That's a tough break for the Season 2 champion there. Hasn't really had much luck since that Season 2 championship, unfortunately. Looks like Matt Dalio. Now, he doesn't have anything to worry about because he's already in the chase with his win at Las Vegas, but Tristan Allen, he needs a win if he wants to make it onto the chase, most likely. Of course, we will end up with guys who make it into the chase on points alone. So guys like Nicholas Samadillo, who's up there in the points, I think they might be able to keep their point standings pretty good and make it into the chase on points alone. We'll definitely have at least the points leader making into the chase, because we had Marty Johnson win at Darlington, and he's a part-time driver not eligible for the chase. So no matter who the points leader is, he'll be in the chase for Season 5 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We had that guarantee there yesterday in the Truck Series, and I'm glad that happened. And I just remembered, pit road here in Rockingham isn't necessarily the greatest pit road. Just going to have to see how everything shakes out. Lots of times we see some contact here at the end of pit road, and have to see how everything shakes out here. Matt Tuck trying to get out first. Not going to happen. He's going to be second on the restart. Hoffman third. And it looks like they're coming out the same way they did coming in. Of course, I'm not entirely sure how it is back in here, but you see where you are here. And Josh Alexander in the 34 with damage. A little pit road skirmish there at the end. Another thing, I would like to apologize for not reviewing the crash in the truck race at the end of the race yesterday. I was rushing through that one, and I just didn't feel like recording that one. But we're going to go ahead and review this crash and see what happened to bring up the first caution here at the Rock. Well, this is what happened here. It was back in the pack. The number 7 of Jordan Newman overshot turn number 2, hit the outside wall, came back down on the defending champion Matt Dalio and Tristan Allen. And they both went around there. Barto also gets a piece of this in the number 4. A lot of veteran drivers involved in this one. You see Turner and Cameron Gaju. You see it in the 32 there, gets hit there by the 88, and John Arndt behind him. Those are a lot of really, really good drivers getting involved in this one. Jesse Turner a little bit in the 43, the 95, and the 32 also involved. But nobody, I think, will get knocked out because of this one. All kind of minor damage on these guys, but still tough break for Matt Dalio and Tristan Allen, getting the worst of this one in this crash. Go ahead and replay this in real time. You're going to see that 7 sharply come down on Allen and Dalio and Barto, and then Dalio comes back up on Gaju and Arndt. You know what? I just realized, like, a lot of those guys have 5 letters in their last name. That's just very interesting right there. Very interesting. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to the restart. Josh Crash remains out front in the 15, but will he be able to hold everybody off on this restart? We're just going to have to see right now. Back here at the Rock for the Barq's 400 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series Season number 5. We got Josh Crash leading the field in the number 15. Matt Tuck running in second place. He's come close to getting some wins here the past couple of races on NAPA Fam. I think it's his time to shine here. We're just going to have to see. Caleb Hoffman, it'd be great to see him get a win, and I'll explain it later. I don't know if he wants me to explain it, but you got William Barq and Eric Allmenard there, top 5 for the restart here at the Rock. Yeah, I'm not going to go into Caleb's issues there. I mean, it's nothing like, I'm not getting into it. I'm not sure if he wants me to discuss it with you guys, so I'm not going to. But anyways, Josh Crash in the 15 continues to lead. Matt Tuck trying to close up to him, but he's not getting a good run there through turn number 4. And he's fallen off a little bit. That's going to open the door for Hoffman to take second, heading into turn number 1. And the number 6 is going to get that run on the inside and clear the 78 exiting 2. And Hoffman's got a good run on the 15 now. Number 6 trying to close up to the 15. This is about as close as anybody has gotten to the 15 yet in this race. Josh Crash has done a fantastic job so far, but you never know when Hoffman or one of these guys can pass him for the lead. And passing is possible here. It's not like a road course where they get no passing at all. I mean, here at the Rockingham, we do end up with a lot of passing, especially back in the pack. And we will pass for the lead in this race at some point. We're not even close to being halfway through this one. But it does appear that Josh Crash has this track pretty well figured out here in the number 15. And he pulled away there from Hoffman that lap. Hoffman now with help from Matt Tuck, at least it's help for now, but Matt Tuck could try to get to the inside heading into turn number 3. He's not going to do that, and he's going to push that 6 closer to the 15. If you're going to want to close up to somebody here at Rockingham, you got to be content with where you are and stay single file. If you don't stay single file, then you're not really going to be catching up to the guy in front of you. But Caleb Hoffman trying to close up to the 15 here, but it's been all Josh Crash leading every single lap so far in this one here in the Barq's 400. And while it may seem like it's a boring race because of that, we will probably end up with a pass for the lead here before this thing is over. Anyways, Crash doing a fantastic job in the 15. Hoffman running in second place with Matt Tuck right behind him. Got to hand it to Matt Tuck for not trying to pass him here. But still, them going single file, they're not really closing up to the 15. You got Eric Allmenard here in the 10. He's running in 4th place. And Bryce Lofor, probably the hottest rookie we have this season. Really haven't talked about him that much, but he has been on fire in this number 41 points-wise, and he is definitely the highest rookie by a large margin over the next one. I'm not entirely sure who's the next rookie in line in the points, but Bryce Lofor has done a fantastic job this season, and if we had a Rookie of the Year championship like we've had in past seasons, Bryce Lofor would definitely be in the points lead for that, but unfortunately got rid of that, and doesn't really mean anything anymore. But still, Bryce Lofor, definitely one of the best rookies we've seen this season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Excuse me there. Now Hoffman is doing all he can to keep the 78 behind him. The 78 is trying to get around him on the outside, but it's not really working too well for him, and because of that, he's staying in 3rd place there. But Caleb Hoffman trying to close up to the 15. Matt Tuck's actually falling off the 6th right now, and Eric Allmenard's looking to close in on him. Bryce Lofor is here in the 41. You got Aiden Shepard in the 3. Our last winner here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, Zachary Fitzwater, trying to get around the outside of Shepard. He might be able to get something done there. And look at what Hoffman's doing. He's trying to take a lower line down the backstretch. He's kind of going through the middle while Josh Crash is kind of higher up the racetrack. A very, very interesting strategy there for Caleb Hoffman, but the problem with that is you come into the corner at a really bad angle, and because of that, you have to kind of slow down a little bit more than the guy in front of you, and that's why Hoffman has not been able to close up the Josh Crash for the lead yet. Now, Allmenard's closing up here on Hoffman, and he's going to do the same thing that Hoffman did, but he's going to have a bad angle heading into turn number 3, and Matt Tuck's almost going to get to the outside of him there. But Tuck falling back in the 78 right now as he's going to get passed here by rookie Bryce Lofor. It's a rookie out front by now over a second. Josh Crash in the 15. Doing a fantastic job after starting on the pole for this one. Has led every single lap so far here at the Rock. So our last race was a crazy crash fest with a lot of passing, and this one's the total opposite. And Darlington was like that too. Darlington had hardly any passing. But Marty Johnson came home with that one. But Darlington was a really calm race. And it's looking like this one's going to be a calm one as well, but we still aren't halfway through this race, and if this thing does happen to go through without another caution, we will have green flag pit stops near the end of this one. So that will definitely shake things up here at the Rock. Hoffman's trying to close up to the 15. He's not going to be able to really do it anytime soon, and I think he's going to have to fall back on pit stops if he wants to close up to the 15 at this point. We got Almanart, low 4, Aiden Shepard, Matt Tuck, Stuart Gretton in a new scheme. And that's on a custom scheme, so he was racing that custom scheme, but he's now back to a regular scheme now. Got Dan Smith Jr., he started on the outside pole. He's running 8th. Our last winner, Zachary Fitzwater, and the winner before that is running in 10th, Marty Johnson, rounding out the top 10. You have Michael DeFeo, Nicholas Gretton, Jacob Reed, Davey Johnson, William Barq falling back. Remember, he was up to 4th at one point in this one. He's stuck on the outside, falling back. Good. I'm not going to say good. Well, it's good to see Elijah Gordon up here, but I'm not going to try to jinx him. Elijah Gordon there. Got John Evans, Givnicki, and Griffin Lynn. There's Alex Bonsignor and teammate Noah Cars. They're side by side. You got Nicholas Sanamidio, one of the hottest drivers right now points-wise. He's up there in the points in the number 13. Abe Troxel, the 21 of Cody Smart, Tyler Selzman, Jack Porkins. That's Larry Ike, Garrett Zenor, Cameron Black. That's Seth Cole in the 83. Blaine Keys, Tristan Allen. It's a mess back here, by the way. At Heritage Larvin, Alonzo, Cameron Garlington, Ryan Madden, Jesse Turner, Josh Alexander, the 14 of Christian Master, Trey Bartow, Matt Dalio, Cameron Gaju, Jordan Newman, and John Arndt. And it's almost 1.5 seconds for Josh Crash right now, but it's very possible we could end up with another crash in this race. The way they are racing back in here, look at how crazy they are down the backstretch. They're really crazy that last lap. They almost went 4 wide that last lap, but still, it's a madhouse out there. And I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up with a caution here soon. Hoffman is really falling off the number 15 here, and as the tires wear out, it's going to be harder and harder to catch up to somebody. Bryce Lofor has moved his way up to 3rd place in the number 41. He has Aiden Shepard right behind him, and Stuart Gratton in the 47. Matt Tuck on the inside trying to get around Eric Almanar, and we are now halfway through the Barq 400 at the Rock. And we will end up with another set of pit stops in this one, so even though it kind of seems like it's going to be a boring race at this moment, it might get interesting with those green flag pit stops, especially if somebody like Hoffman, Low 4, or Shepard, they come in a little early, they get those fresh tires, and they get a little faster than the guys who stay out later. Anyways, everybody is still on the racetrack here at the Rock, and back when I didn't really know how to control the cars too well, speed-wise, we used to have some pretty bad crash fest races here at the Rockingham Speedway, and let me tell you, they weren't really that fun. We had our crash fest race this season at Texas. Don't want another one. And, of course, we're not getting that here today. Kind of a boring race, unfortunately, but it will definitely spice up once the green flag pit stops begin. But still, we used to have a lot of crash fest races here at Rockingham, but everybody's still on the racetrack over halfway through here today. Much better than it has been in past seasons, and I like it when people don't crash under caution. I don't like it when people crash, and doing pretty good today in this one. But it's Josh Crash dominating this race, and I can tell these guys are going slower than they did earlier. Go ahead and just see the difference here. The best lap for Josh Crash is a 24.877. That last lap, there's no traffic in front of him, nobody battling for him for position. 27.358. That is a massive fall off. That's like 2.5 seconds. And because of that fall off, these guys are eventually going to come in here for green flag pit stops, because you cannot go out there on those tires for too much longer. I mean, these guys really have worn tires to their race cars. Really worn tires. And that's why Hoffman's not able to close up the Josh Crash here. It's just because the tires are so worn, you can't really make any gains here at this racetrack. This racetrack has a fall off like Darlington. And if you remember Darlington a couple weeks ago, I don't know if I ever really, that was a couple weeks ago. It's like earlier this week. But I don't know if I ever touched on it, but there at Darlington, the tire wear there is massive, and you get those tires to wear out really, really fast. It's the same thing we're seeing here today. And Darlington was kind of a lame race too. It really wasn't much passing in that one, like this one. But still, these pit stops, once they come up, they're really going to shake things up here, and it's going to be interesting to see who gets a good pit stop and who doesn't. Lap 38 of 60, we've only had one caution in this race, and everybody is still out there on the racetrack. But it's been Josh Crash leading every single lap so far here at Rockingham. Now, next time we race here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, as a matter of fact, tomorrow morning, we're going to be racing at Talladega. And I don't think we're going to have to worry about the same guy leading every single lap there. We're going to be passing maybe 3 or 4 times a lap for the lead in that one. And I'm looking forward to that one. The Mountain Dew 500. And the caution is back out, and we got a massive crash in turn 4. And I have a feeling this might be somebody trying to come into the pit road. Look at this. There are guys in the pit road here. And that is going to greatly benefit Caleb Hoffman. And just like that, I think Josh Crash is going to be in a bad position here, because all those guys, they came in right when the caution came out. They're going to stay on the lead lap, I'm pretty sure. And they're going to be able... they might not necessarily be able to get around Josh Crash. I don't know. It might actually hurt them. I think I've done this before where I thought it would help them, but it wouldn't. See, Bryce Loeffler is actually ahead of the 15 right now. It's going to be interesting here. Whereas Hoffman, he's out on the racetrack now. If he can pass these guys coming off of the pit road, then Hoffman will be the leader. It's just going to come down to if he can beat Crash and Loeffler off the pit road on the racetrack. Now, here's an interesting strategy. I don't know if Salzman was behind this whole thing or what. He might have come in that first time under the caution. And Caleb Hoffman's going to be the leader. He has just passed the 15 on the pit road there. And we got a lot of strategy going on. I really don't know who's on the lead lap and who's not. But I'm telling you, some of these guys you see on your screen are not on the lead lap anymore. But the 6 is. And let me just make sure it is the number 6 who's going to be the leader. It actually isn't. I tell you, I can't get this straight. It's going to be... Okay, it is going to be a 6. Yeah. So, fun fact here. I took one of those stupid IQ tests today, and it said I had an IQ of 142. What a lie. I mean, I am smart, but I don't think I'm that smart. And obviously, I can't figure this out, so I'm probably not that smart. I'm still smart, but I'm not that smart. Anyways, let's see what happened to bring out the second caution here at the Rock. This was a very long crash, and I mean long by it took a long time for everything to happen. A lot of ARCA brakes in this one. It started with Marty Johnson and Zachary Fitzwater. And I think Fitzwater's trying to get down to come into the pit road, but Marty Johnson is like, no, I'm staying out an extra lap. What are you doing, man? And up into the wall went the 44. And, of course, with that kind of banking, you know the car is going to come back down. And because of that, William Barq actually avoided it. Barq's okay. So is Davey Johnson. And I think it starts with Noah Cars in the 40. Yeah, that's definitely Noah Cars there. Massive impact from the 42 and the 44. And they all clog up there in between turns 3 and 4. Sinor and Cameron Black avoid this, so does Abe Troxel. A lot of these guys are simply just stopped, but back in here, they can't really control it. Jordan Newman, Cameron Garlington, Christian Master, Alex Bongsinor, got John On in there, Cameron Gaju, Ryan Madden, it looks like Turner and Matt Dallio also involved. Bartow in the 4 probably avoided it. I think he did. Noah Cars is toast. He's done for the day. A lot of these guys like Gaju, I think he's done. I think Turner might be done. Madden might be done. Massive crash in between turn 3 and 4 here at Rockingham. We'll go ahead and replay this in real time following the 42 of Noah Cars. And there's nowhere to go for the 42 as Fitzwater comes back down. That was a hard impact. And then you're going to see these guys all clog up. And there's just nowhere to go for a lot of these guys who were in the back of the field for this one. A tough break for all those guys involved, and that's going to clear the field up a little bit. Now, the interesting thing here, we're going to have some guys who are going to be slow on the racetrack because not all these guys are going to get knocked out, but not all these guys are going to be going race speed, leader speed in this one. And Blaine Keys is pushing Fitzwater there. I don't really get that. But anyways, Caleb Hoffman had come into the pit road before that happened, and of course since his pit stall was after the start-finish line, he was able to stay on the lead lap, and because of that he was able to pass Josh Crash when Crash was still in the pit road, and it's going to be this guy, Caleb Hoffman, who will be the leader when we restart here in the Barq 400 at the Rock. Back here at the Rockingham Speedway, and I'm going to keep this on here, the replay controls on, just so I can see which cars are on the lead lap for this. Caleb Hoffman is the leader. We've got a ton of lap down cars on the inside. Eric Almenard second, Aiden Shepard third, Dan Smith Jr. fourth, Michael DeFeo, Jacob Reed, Jonathan Skivnicki, Davey Johnson, and Josh Crash. He didn't really fall off that bad. And I just got an alert that Dale Jr. is not going to be competing on Sunday. Very interesting thing there. I wonder who's going to replace him. And then you got Bryce Loeffler rounding out the top 10. It's going to be a mess for this one. I don't think we're going to go green too long with this one, but Hoffman is avoiding much of the slow cars there, many of the slow cars. And it looks like they're going to keep it clean for now. Hoffman's going to remain out front. We're going to get rid of the replay controls there. And Caleb Hoffman in the number 6. Remember when I said, you know, something happened? I'm not going to go into it. I don't think he wants me to go into it. But still, this would be such a sweet win for Caleb Hoffman if he could, in fact, get it. For all these he's been through personally. Of course, he's a great friend of mine. And you got Dan Smith Jr. in the wall back in there. I think that was Dan Smith Jr. Yeah, it was. He's going to slow the pack up a little bit. And a lot of these guys are trying to come into the pit road, and they're not really figuring it out too well. But they're not crashing. They're doing a good job not crashing. I got to hand it to them for that. But anyways, Hoffman's a great friend of mine, and he's been going through a lot lately, and this would definitely be a fantastic win for him if he can, in fact, pull it off. But I don't know if Almenard or Shepard wants that to happen. They both want to get into the chase here, and they both have an opportunity to do so right here with the leader. Now, the fun thing here, it's fun for some guys, not for others. We got lap traffic that's running the same speed as our leaders, and these guys ended up getting caught behind when they came into the pit road right before that caution came out. Now, I know Hoffman, he came into the pit road right before the caution came out as well, but he had stayed on the lead lap because his pit stall was past the start-finish line. So because he stayed on the lead lap, he was able to keep the lead. But these guys did not cross the start-finish line before the caution came out, and because of that, they finished their lap the lap before the leaders did. So they ended up getting caught on the tail end of the lead lap, while Hoffman ended up taking the lead, and these guys all came in the same time. So a very, very interesting thing there. But Caleb Hoffman is currently the leader here at the Rock and holding everybody off. Aiden Shepard is second. You got Eric Almenard. These are the only guys on the lead lap running up front here. The next guy is this guy, Davey Johnson in the 31, who's currently running in 4th. You got Jacob Reed 5th, Michael DeFeo, Skivnicki. You got Josh Crash trying to move his way through the field here, but he's mired back in traffic. Griffin Lynn's on the lead lap, and I think Christian Master is a lap down in the 14th, so that makes Dan Smith Jr. the guy who rounds out the top 10. But this thing is far from over because Aiden Shepard is right behind the 6 here, and this 3 might put some pressure on the veteran driver. Caleb Hoffman has made the chase in 3 of the 4 seasons of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He did not make it last season, but he'd like to return to the chase for the 4th time in his career. 4 out of 5 seasons for this guy, if he can in fact pull it off. Hoffman leading the number 3 with now 11 laps to go at the Rockingham Speedway. Who's going to get it done in this race? Almenard is kind of falling back here. Tristan Allen's a lap down, mixing with these guys here. And let's not count out Davey Johnson. Oh, Michael DeFeo just blew up down the backstretch. Oh, no, you gotta get to the pit road, get to the apron before anything happens. Oh, my. That could have been big there. And these guys massively had to slow down for that one. Did the caution come out? Nope, it did not. But, oh, man, it's going to come out here. Look at this. How in the world? They're 4 wide. They're 4 wide at Rockingham. And it's not going to end too well for a lot of guys. Troxel on the wall, Sam Adio, Sinor, and more in front of them. Nicholas Grattan in the wall, Cameron Black involved as well. When you go 4 freaking wide at a place like this, you should not expect it to work. And it did not work. We're going to get a late race restart here for this one. That's our 3rd caution in this race. Very interesting fact there. We have not had a pass on the racetrack, though. We have not had one pass under green on the racetrack. But we've had 2 different leaders in this one. And I think we're going to have a nice race here. But the thing is, we got Tyler Salzman in the mix with these guys. And that's good news for Hoffman because Salzman's a lap down. Shepard's going to be 2nd. Almenard's going to be 3rd. And then you got Davey Johnson back in here 4th. And that all started when Michael DeFeo blew up. And that slowed down. I knew it was a 35 who kind of slowed down there. I'm trying to find him here. And I think he kind of slowed down, and that slowed the whole pack down. They were all trying to get around him, and they just didn't do it right. Anyways, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the 3rd caution here in the Barq 400 at the Rock. So we're going to go back kind of far for this one. But this is Dan Smith Jr. in the 35. He's right behind DeFeo in the number 20. We're actually going to replay it real time here for now. And that slows up William Barq, Matt Tuck, Nicholas Samadio, and look at what happens. They're all coming in full speed, and they're 4 wide. And look at Bryce Lofor. He's on the apron of all this, and because of that, he actually slows down in time. But these guys, they don't. And I slowed it down a little too much there, but that's okay. Nicholas Samadio, they are 4 wide exiting turn number 2. You just know that's not going to work. Nicholas Samadio gets into the outside wall. So did John Arndt. He gets into Troxel. Troxel gets spun. Samadio comes back up. You see Troxel go around in the 27. John Arndt came down on Larry Ike, who got down onto Matt Dahlia there. Senor got blindsided about a 13. And then they ended up going 4 wide again. They kind of close up on Bartow, Cameron Black, Nicholas Grattan. And the 17 goes around into the 11, heading into turn number 3. A tough break for those guys in that one. But what did you expect after going 4 wide at a place like this? You know 4 wide doesn't work at Daytona, but this track is 2.5 miles or 2.5 times shorter than Daytona. So it's not really going to work at a place like this. Going to replay this in real time, then get to the late race restart here at Rockingham. Just going to see the carnage happen. Freak accident. Well, not really a freak accident, but it's an accident that could have been easily avoided. I mean, they had no idea. Well, they did, but they had no reason to be going 4 wide, and they didn't really listen to that. And they all got caught up in this one. The good thing is those guys who are on the tail end of the lead lap they get the wave around, and that's going to leave Caleb Hoffman with a clean racetrack in front of him. Let's see what he does with it when we restart here at the Rock. And I just realized the last time I did the restart, I could have just looked at the leaderboard to see who was on the lead lap. I'm stupid. Anyways, Caleb Hoffman is the leader in the number 6. You got Aiden Shepard running in 2nd, Eric Almenart running in 3rd, Davey Johnson is 4th, then Jacob Reed, Josh Crash, Jonathan Skibnicki, Griffin Lynn, Seth Cole, and Dan Smith Jr. That's the top 10, but they got a lot of other cars in between them. But Hoffman has a clean racetrack, and that's his advantage here. Will he be able to hold everybody off for these final 5 laps? We're just going to have to see. Well, if Salzman gets to the inside of Hoffman here, that's going to open the door for Shepard to get to the inside of the 6. And I'm going to kind of close back up here down the back. I like these single file restarts because it, I guess you could say, discourages big crashes because they're not going double wide and have less of a possibility of going double wide. Now, I think a good solution to avoid restrictor plate big ones near the end of the race. We'll get to that after this. Salzman just got to the inside of Hoffman, and here comes Aiden Shepard in the 3. Will Shepard get to the inside of the 6 for the lead? I don't think he will, but Hoffman can't get to the inside because Salzman is there. Oh boy, this is good. Sullivan's kind of holding up the 3. Hoffman's able to keep the outside working, and Hoffman staying out front. It's 3 laps to go at the Rock. Hoffman trying to hang on the outside of Tyler Selzman. The caution is back out, and that might have been it. They're racing back to the line. They are racing back to the line. Caleb Hoffman in the number 6. Shepard's backing down. It's over. The number 6 of Caleb Hoffman will make it into the chase for season number 5 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He wins the Barq 400. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I will review this one, unlike the truck crash at the end of the race yesterday. That's our 4th caution here in this one. Caleb Hoffman in the number 6 is going to get the victory here in the Barq 400. We did not have one pass for the lead under a green flag lap here, but we came oh so close near the end. And they're going to take the white flag here. We're going to go ahead and review it right now and then get to the official finish of this race. And it was back in here. Ryan Madden went 3 wide on the outside, came back down, and he just spun around, master hard into him, and Josh Alexander hard in the master. And those are actually the only guys that really got involved in that one. I mean, you got that big pack of cars coming towards you, and only one car hits you. That's pretty good right there. Anyways, this was the race back to the line here, and you see Aiden Shepard. He kind of backed off of the 6 there, and there wasn't a need to do that, but that was still a really class act there by the 3. And Caleb Hoffman, like I said, he's been going through a lot lately, and I don't necessarily know if he wants me to go into it, but still, I'm not making him win, trust me. But what an emotional win for Caleb Hoffman. How about that? It's great to see it. Let's go ahead and get to the official finish for this one. And the number 6 of Caleb Hoffman's going around turn number 4 and officially take the checkered flag. And this one is definitely a good one for Caleb Hoffman. An emotional victory. Caleb Hoffman's going to win the Barq 400 at the Rock, and he's going to be in the chase for season number 5 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And that's the 4th time in his career he's going to make it into the chase. Great job by the number 6 here at Rockingham. Like I said, an emotional victory, which I don't know if he wants me to go into what's been going on, but he's been going through a lot, and definitely a great win for Caleb Hoffman at the end of this one. And like I said, this is not a fixed race. Trust me, it is not a fixed race. God just made sure he won. But anyways, Caleb Hoffman gets the victory. Aiden Shepard, Eric Almanar, Davey Johnson, Jacob Reed, the top 5. Jonathan Skev, Nicky, Josh Crash, Griffin Lynn, Stuart Bratton, and Seth Cole, the top 10. Quite a few guys were involved in crashes in this one. We had 4 cautions. We had a long green flag run there, kind of in the middle, so it doesn't feel like a crash fest race, but it kind of became one there near the end of that one. You see a lot of guys knocked down on this one, like Ryan Madden, Christian Master, Michael DeFeo, Jordy Newman, Noah Gars, and Cameron Gaju. Josh Alexander also failed to finish, but he kind of finished on the lead lap. Interesting thing there. Tristan Allen, Bonsinor, Alonzo, Turner, Gordon, Garlington, Dallio, and Fitzwater all finishing a lap or multiple laps down in this one. But it's that guy you see on your screen, the number 6 of Caleb Hoffman, is going to be going to the chase for season number 5 with this win here at Rockingham. And an emotional victory for Caleb Hoffman here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. But anyways, that's it for me. Here are the points for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for the race at Talladega, which should have a lot more passing than this one. It's going to be a good one there at Dega. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.
Shot like a rocket up into the sky. Nothing can stop me tonight. You make me feel